I want a porygon too, but I can't find an upgrade. Porygon. Hehe, come here, Porygon. Come over here. Hey, taste it. Porygon too. Hello YouTube, this is Chriz Maniac bringing you folks another Pokemon X and Y Y5 battle. And this match is a pretty fun NU match versus Quin. And you might say that, hey, this is not a new match, Quin has Espeon and that kind of stuff. But I was just trolling around the PSS and I was waiting for my friend to reconnect because he disconnected. And I have my NU team right here. And I might as well just fight somebody while I was waiting for him. So here we are, he has a mixed tier team and I have an NU team, so I'll just call this NU battle. Anyways, you might look at my team and notice all of the birds in my team, and that's why I call this team the Angry Birds. And this team actually does pretty good against his team. Beginning this battle, I was feeling really discouraged facing Quin's team because he has a freaking Gastrodon in his team. Gastrodon is almost impossible to break through for my team. I could either Seed Bomb it with my Pumpkaboo, or rather a Ghost Pumpkin thingy. I could Toxic with a Porygon, or I could simply just brute force my way through, and they probably can't do that. So I'm gonna have a problem breaking through that, but I shouldn't be able to stand a chance against Quin's team because it's not a hardcore OU team, which you find so often in the PSS, but just a mixed tier team. Anyways, this turns out to be a Swords Dancing Leafeon. That's kind of common actually because it has Chlorophyll, and with Swords Dance it'd actually be a pretty good sweeper. So after I set up my rocks, I bring in my Gourgeist just to throw them out with Will-O-Wisp. And that's what this Pokemon is called, Gourgeist, right, not Pumpkin thing. In comes Scorpio, and I didn't know why he switched Scorpio in, maybe because of that really strong Dark type stab that's effective against me, but I can just Will-O-Wisp him on a switch in, and I'm a physical wall, max defense, max HP, so this Drapion isn't going to be doing much to me. And I can just stay in here comfortably to stall this thing out. Anyways, he goes for a knockoff right here. I guess he's just wanting to deal quite a bit of damage to me, as well as getting a critical hit, which is just kind of annoying. His Drapion dealt way too much damage to my Gourgeist, and it shouldn't have done that much if it wasn't a crit. Anyways, he goes for a Night Slash right here, giving him an even better chance to crit. But I guess the high crit ratio plus his Night Slash on his Drapion reveals to me that he actually has a item on him, which gives him a better chance to hit a crit. Anyways, we're just sitting here. I just Leech Seed him. His Drapion is slowly but surely burning down and getting KO'd by my Leech Seed by all that residual damage on him. I go for the Pain Split just because I have nothing else to do, and I could have went for another Seed Bomb right here just to kill this thing faster, but I went for Pain Split in case he switched out or something. But he didn't switch out, and that was kind of a bad move on my part because he would have just likely just stayed in with his Drapion just to slack it off because he doesn't want anything else taking a Leech Seed or a Will-O-Wisp on his team. Anyways, he's just trying to do as much damage to me as possible. If he gets a crit, he can actually knock me out. But his Drapion does this job of actually bringing down my Gourgeist to really low health, and my Gourgeist is pretty much out of the picture unless I get a really good Pain Split off. But I think I'm Syndicat, which is pretty a funny pun on his part because it looks like a cat and Syndicat, whatever. But he makes a very good play right here. He brings his Leafeon, asking me to go for the Will-O-Wisp, and indeed I do. But he magic bounces the Will-O-Wisp back, and he brings in his Espeon. And not only am I burnt, he brought in his Espeon safely. So that was an extremely good play by Quin. Props to you, man, for that play. And he can just finish my Gourgeist off with a Shadow Ball. So Quin is doing pretty well so far in this battle. And I need to up my game if I'm going to win with his NU team versus this mixed tier team, because on paper I'm at a disadvantage because he has better Pokemon tier-wise. Anyways, I bring in my Kecleon just so I can get a knockoff off on anything that he brings in, and just so I can deal damage to his Espeon a lot with my knockoff if he chooses to stay in. But he chooses to bring in Syndicat, his Leafeon. I can knock off his leftovers, which is pretty nice because it just lessens its longevity for only a bit. He goes for that Synthesis, and I was expecting here for him to go for that Swords Dance, so he went for the Foul Play, expecting to do a lot of damage to him, but he didn't go for that. He just went for a synthesis. I bring this Nancy right here because he might have potentially went for a Swords Dance right here, but he went for the X-Scissor instead. And that's fine, I resist that, that's great. That breaks my Sash though, but I don't really mind that because we just threaten him out now. And the way my Angry Burst now is here to cause some damage, cause some destruction. So I chatted with my chatot, and my chatot uses his balloon, his Drifblim, because my chatot tells him that his balloon sucks and that, actually I don't know, never mind. Anyways, he heals a bit of health with his Citrus Berry, which is kind of annoying. He is able to take another hit, it's not to hit KO anymore, and he can just retaliate back with a Thunderbolt, so my chatot just goes down right away to a critical hit, which obviously doesn't matter because a Thunderbolt from a Drifblim would obviously knock me out. And I guess that Citrus Berry tells me that he is Unburdened set, and now with Unburdened he can outspeed a whole bunch of Pokemon in my team. But that doesn't really matter because I bring in my Special Wall, which is my Kecleon. I'm gonna deal a lot of damage to him with my knockoff, and I can knock him out in 2 hits. So he goes for just trying to deal damage to my Kecleon, giving me residual damage because I'm a wall. And a great way to counter walls, especially special walls, is to give them residual damage, such as this. And my attacks are going to be slightly less powerful. So down goes Drifblim. In comes his next Pokemon, which is Singe, his Typhlosion. And I'm like, okay, he's probably going to go for the Eruption this turn, because he won't go for a Focus Blast. I have a Haunter in my team, but he goes for Focus Blast right away, and I'm like, ow, that freaking hurts, and I take that just because I'm a Special Wall. And I just go for Foul Play, just expecting him to go for the Eruption, thinking I could take one, and I'm just trying to do as much damage to the Typhlosion as possible, because the more damage I deal to it, the less HP that it has, then the less Eruption would do. But indeed, he just went for the Focus Blast, just a lot of damage to my Kecleon, and my Kecleon is almost down for the count. Anyways, right here, Quin makes a great move because I was expecting him to go for the Focus Blast again, expecting him to be locked into it with choice item, because most Typhlosions are choice nowadays, but instead he's not choice, and he just smashes my Haunter with an extra sensory. And I just bring in my KFC right here, my Combusken, and who needs a Blaziken when you have Combusken, because Combusken is an absolute monster, let me tell you. And indeed, he has a monstrous match because he go for that Swords Dance, and I throw him out with another move which would knock him out. And he would want to keep his Typhlosion for later on, so he switches out his Typhlosion, and comes his, presumably his Physical Wall, which is Gary the Slug from SpongeBob, his Gastrodon. And I go for that Skype cut, just trying to knock out that Typhlosion, but instead he brings in his Gary, and that is a 2-hit KO. And I'm like, whoa, that's a 2-hit KO? Gastrodons are extremely bulky. And unfortunately, my Combusken sweep is cut short because he holds up Red Card, and I am taken out of the field temporarily because Red Card acts like a Roar or a Dragon Tail or something. It automatically switches another Pokemon out if you hit that Pokemon holding the Red Card. So that kind of sucks for me. I would have set his entire team by that point, but I got lucky with the switch in on my part because I got my Porygon 2 to come in, and he is now Toxic. And a Toxic Gastrodon is always good because you can just stall it out, and Gastrodons often have no way of recovery by themselves. So I'm gonna just stall this Gastrodon out. But in return, he Toxics my Square Enix, my favorite gaming company, which is my Porygon, and we are slowly just stalling each other out. And I just go for a Tri-Attack, just trying to deal damage to this thing, but he just easily recover up. But with that Toxic, and with that constant offensive pressure, he would eventually go down to his Toxic. At this point of the match, I am behind so many Pokemon. I believe Quin has like 5 Pokemon left, and I have like 3. I have a very low health Combusken, and a Porygon that is Toxic. And I forgot the last Pokemon, but I don't think that would help a lot either. So in comes Nexus. He's expecting me to go for that Toxic or something, or maybe he's just bringing it in, I don't know. But I just go for a Tri-Attack, and I freeze this Espeon, so I'm like, this is the chance I need to get back in this game. I'm behind like 2 Pokemon, or 3 Pokemon, I'm not sure, and he has a frozen Espeon. So this is a chance for my Porygon to recover. I can bring in my Combusken and Swords Dance up and possibly sweep his team if I am lucky, because he has no sort of priority in his team to take out my 1 HP Combusken. So that's exactly what I do. I bring in my other Angry Bird, which is Paulette, which is a pun on poulet, because poulet is French for chicken. Fortunately, his Espeon is still frozen, so I can go for that Swords Dance, and I can outspeed this Espeon next turn, and even just knock it out with a Sky Uppercut. I can't go for the Flare Blitz because I'm on 1 HP and that recoil would take me out, so I'm just trying to use Sky Uppercut as much as possible. So down goes the Espeon because it's Fragile attack. Even though it resists that Sky Uppercut, I just take it out because I'm a +2. And who needs Blaziken when you have a combusken in the field, which has Swords Dance and Speed Boost and Protect, and you can just smash everything on this other side of the field. So my combusken is destroying everything right now. I give that Slug a 2 KO that was long overdue from earlier because it had a red card. It was lucky it had a red card because I would have swept that, I would have smashed that Gastrodon in the first place. But now he just bring a Syndicate and then forced to go for the Flare Blitz because he could take one Sky Percut. So I go for the Flare Blitz, bring that cat down to all the way down to 0 HP, and down goes his Leafeon. Actually, I'm not sure if it's a cat. I think it's a fox, but I'm not sure. But down heroically goes my Combusken as well, but not without taking down 3 Pokemon. So it is now my Porygon versus his Typhlosion. And if I could just dodge one Focus Blast, I could win this game. And I do dodge one Focus Blast, I avoid the attack. But even if he hit that Focus Blast, I have an Eviolite and a lot of HP and special defense EV, so I don't think he would have been able to knock me out in that range. But then again, Typhlosion is really strong, so maybe that Focus Blast miss really mattered. So my Porygon hacks his Quin's team out, and I essentially win. I got really lucky there. I didn't deserve to win at that point, but I guess Hacks is truly a female dog, if you get my drift, because I won the game, and that looked like a lost game for me. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed this battle. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you folks next time!